I read the article that horse is going to Europe, and I called Ken and told him, Ken, you can't send a horse like this to Europe. You made the horse, your commitment, the formula that you sort of created and willed to happen. I mean, you just can't pull the plug and have that horse go. I told him I didn't mean it mockingly. I meant it very positive, but I meant it with fervor. That if you send that horse away, the next day you're gonna feel like an old man, because your purpose and all the joy that he has given you, and watching his progeny run, and naming the horses and seeing them in the fields and charting his success, for that to come to an end, boy, I think it would have been a sad day for Ken Ramsey and Ramsey Farm. And we took a few conversations, and Ken's a very proud man. He's a self-made man, and I think he felt the horse wasn't getting the respect that he wanted. Maybe overreacted or reacted a little quickly about going to Europe, and I was able to intercept that pass at the last possible second. And I said, well, if you just let us take it from here. And then he had Roaring Lion right away, and he's been an international superstar and leading sire here. And I give all the credit to Ken Ramsey, him and his family, and Mark Partridge and that crew. They made the horse. I had nothing to do with the horse other than being one of a number of people that recognized him as a superior sire, and tried for years really to get the horse, and never thought that opportunity would come about. He's sort of pitched by everybody, and then timing sometimes works in your favor, sometimes it doesn't. And I just picked up the phone and called him. Was very candid, very direct, very straightforward, and he could either hang up on me or listen to me. And fortunately, we now have the horse.
When Kitten got here a little before I started. It took him a little while to settle. He was over at Ramsey's farm by himself. I mean, that was his own little world over at Ramsey's farm. And to throw him in the barn with a bunch of other stallions, he's just one of the boys now. So it took him a little while to settle at first. But as an individual, I mean, he's a very smart horse, very classy. He's easy to get along with. When you bring him out for shows, he'll stand there like a statue and he won't move. Laid back, very easygoing. Ricky, one of my grooms, he's been grooming him since he's been here. He's probably one of the grooms that have been here the longest, and he grooms Midnight Loot and Kitten's Joy, and between those two, they're probably the easiest ones in the barn, so he's pretty lucky.
It doesn't happen very often. Maybe every 15, 20 years you get a horse that emerges like this. His aptitude, his specialty is a surface that has been a minority surface. There's no triple crown, and to wind up being the leading sire, mostly with homebreds, many of which were claimed on a surface that's not the primary surface in America, and to lead the sire list here, I think 7, 8 years in a row as the leading turf sire every year, and then the leading sire on the general sires list, is a remarkable achievement. Again, I give all the credit to Ken and his family, and that belief. And people don't want to breed; they just bred more mares. So certainly a horse who has credentials, but there's many horses that are credentialed that don't make it. So he's a force of nature, and he does very well with Dynaformer mares. Hail to Reason Line does well with Mr. Prospector through various sons, forestry. So again, I think leading sires, too often we get stuck with sort of nicks and narrow-mindedness where two things have worked, and everybody thinks that in order to have a successful offspring, you have to be by those two dam sires. He has a lot of versatility across the board. Again, if I had to pick one sire line, I guess it would be a Dynaformer sire line, but there's 25 different broodmare sires that have produced very good horses by Kitten's Joy. So I don't think there's a consistent pattern. I think it's irregular, and I think you can breed to him with full confidence.